last year, a publisher called Penned in the Margins launched a competition to find the hottest new UK poet.
When two widely separated species of animals crossbred, the offspring have two conflicting sets of instincts with which they struggle to come to terms.
Penned in the Margins started in August 2004 as a poetry reading in a railway arch, a converted railway arch in South London, where I'm from. So I started this little reading series where you could hear the trains above you as you read, and it was just a very small little thing.
Take us right now into a waking dream where everything has been reduced to a metaphor. Hopefully we will stare up at the screen behind me and we will say, yes, these two charming men in a rowboat right here.
I first started working with Penned in the Margins in, I think it was 2009. That was our first book together, which was Things to Do Before You Leave Town.
Subscriptions, friendships, tell Steve.
And I think that's something that, that Penned in the Margins is going to understand and kind of support, that, you know, you don't have to be this, like a writer who does this one thing and this is the thing that you do and this is what you're kind of known for. It is about the conversation, but it's a very, very broad conversation from sort of lots of different sort of like ends of like the sort of like the spectrum of poetry.
He fell under his shield, and his people's flag covers them both. A hand covers the collar and the eagle loses interest.
The train that rumbles over Cambridge Heath when a black midget beer-guzzling beggar shoots his mind with porno dreams, and the scrivener canvases with drum and bass.
So Penned in the Margins is one of the reasons I work as a writer, theatre maker and performer today. And quite simply, I think Penned is one of the most inspirational and innovative organizations in the country.
We chose a word, Gaddafi. We chose this word, Gaddafi. We chant, Gaddafi, 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 over and over, Gaddafi, Gaddafi, Gaddafi.
Give a damn about scissors or whether or not he had a mother who has a lot of
At the heart of what Penned in the Margins is about is a delight in language, what language can do. Language as music, language as meaning, language as sense and nonsense.
When we communicate with each other, when we communicate with each other, we instinctively it just is. When we communicate with each other, we instinctively.
A lot of the poets that we work with, for instance, Hannah Silva or Ross Sutherland, are working in a number of different media, sometimes simultaneously, and really testing the boundaries of what poetry can be.
Although people often talk about non-linear writing, etc., non-narrative, they still write it from beginning to end. Usually they're still writing in a linear fashion, but I think when you're working with a loop pedal and soundscapes, you're really not.
Divided, two beings, mirror image, reflection, shadow, Neanderthal, Cro-Magnon, man.
Yes. No. Yes. California. Never been, sir. You ever received combat training? No, sir. Held a gun? No, sir. Killed a man? No, sir.
Poetry is a very important part of what Penned in the Margins does, although it's not the only thing, and I'm often looking at where poetry becomes something else, where poetry and theatre connect, or where poetry becomes music.
For me, it's really exciting to see the amount of emphasis in live work and in theatre work that he's starting to put in. And that's an area of their work I obviously find particularly exciting. And the range of different things he's done, the range of different commissions he's done, the whole range of spoken word artists, people who blur into theatre, with musicians, with poets, with people whose work is almost in stand-up, with people who are very experienced alongside people for whom it was quite an important early commission. And with a tour that changes the artists it's working with in different venues, which I think is really unusual and really exciting.
Penned in the Margins has announced 3 associate artists, Hannah Silva, Siddhartha Bose and Ross Sutherland, as well as an associate creative, Russell Bender, who's a theatre director that we work with a lot. I'm supported by my colleague Nick Murray, who is a brilliant production assistant and researcher, and we absolutely couldn't do our work without working in partnership with other cultural organisations, whether that's Mercy, based in Liverpool, arts curators with whom we produced Electronic Voice Phenomena, or whether it's working with fantastic venues like Rich Mix or Toynbee Studios. I'm really grateful to all the loyal readers over the last 10 years and all the people who've turned up at a wide range of venues, some more comfortable than others, and supported our work and supported the artists we work with. And I'm really delighted that this year we've been selected by the Arts Council to be a national portfolio organisation. And what that means is that we will be funded to bring our work to a wider and a larger audience, and that's a very exciting prospect for the company.
As trace of fire scars the sky.